Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm wearing my Life is Good shirt right now, and it's because life is good. Let's go ahead and head into game number 1 right now. So we got Rox.Kis LZ, who is Slivko, up against DTG Start, which is Lucky. Slivko going to start in the top left-hand position as the teal or aquamarine Zerg. Bottom right-hand position, we have the red Zerg, which is Lucky.
Yeah, and before we jump into this, I mean, life is good. Like, I have a collection of those shirts. I just wanted to throw it out there. I love them.
I'm so obsessed with them. For like all of my college, I actually had like enough shirts to wear all of them for a month.
One for each day?
A month.
What?
Straight. Yeah, I was like that obsessed. I had no other shirts, don't get me wrong. It was just all Life is Good. I even had Life is Good pajamas. It was awesome.
Dude, that's not a bad wardrobe to have.
No.
I'll say that much. I had like 5 shirts, and then they all faded out after like 3 years, which was kind of unfortunate. But.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I mean, I collected them over a long period of time.
Okay.
But I was into Life is Good when it wasn't even popular, man. I was.
Yeah, man. Hipster Gretorp over here.
That's what's up, bro.
But yeah, the map is going to be Belshire Beach, the winter edition. You know, I like this map, but I've never, you know, all this snow, it's like unrealistic for me considering I live in Texas, and right now it's 70 degrees, even though it's the middle of the winter. So it's a little bit awkward. It might be the same over there in California.
No, it isn't. It's actually kind of chilly some days, but it will get up to like 60 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, to each his own. But yeah, a little bit about this map. There's that choke point leading to the natural expansion. There's not any high ground, so you know, opening up roach is a little bit risky because you can't really wall off. So you know, that's one of the things to consider on this map. And we see Lucky and we see both these players. Oh, actually, Slivko delaying his gas quite a bit. Lucky getting his straight away. Spawning pool about 90% of the way done. Going to be finishing way before Slivko. So, well, we have a classic, Lucky going to have a tech advantage.
We have a classic 14 gas, 13 pool coming out from Lucky, and Slivko went for the 15 hatchery. So, of course, Slivko will be behind in this tech, but he'll be ahead in larva. It just depends right now. He needs to be able to, and this is probably the most important unit in the game right now. This particular Overlord in the bottom middle position, what he needs to do is understand if there's an expansion up and how many Zerglings are actually pumping out, and that way he can accurately produce enough Zerglings and just enough Zerglings. He doesn't want to overproduce it because he can be in a position where he's just over making Zerglings, and then all of a sudden he has a big drone deficiency.
God, I'm already really nervous for Slivko right now. I mean, he has a spine crawler going in at his natural expansion, but Lucky is making nothing but Zerglings, has been making nothing but Zerglings since his spawning pool finished pretty much. Yeah. And Lucky's definitely going for an all-in-one base play. Baneling Nest almost complete for him. Speed about to kick in, which will be very awkward for the teal player because his speed is quite a ways away. And if Lucky can take down those for free, that's a good thing for him. But 5 Banelings in production for Lucky right now. And again, you can't really wall off with queens here, so I'm extremely nervous for Slivko right now.
Ooh, and metabolic boost is just about to finish, so these Zerglings are completely dead. There's no way for them to actually back up. And oh, the Banelings actually pop. 2 of them explode, but I don't think it was actually too worth it. But here we go. He's actually pushing forward. And there are 2 queens out already with this 1 spine crawler. So with the 2 queens, they can definitely transfuse. You can see 1 transfuse is already up. He has 50 energy. Metabolic boost is on the way. Baneling Nest is being made. I don't know. This is really tough. And another Baneling explosion. He needs to target down, or either needs to go past something. There goes the Banelings. He targeted him down. That's exactly what he needs to do. But they do already go past. The Banelings are strolling into the drone line, and this could be very bad.
Yeah, just running right past those queens again. There's no, you can't really wall off as a Zerg player on this map, especially because there's no high ground. And now this is really awkward for Slivko, forced to abandon his main base, essentially trying to keep his natural protected. But a Baneling going towards that mineral line has to be careful. It's going to explode. and a lot of those drones are weak. I think it only killed 2 drones in total, but Lucky's still in a great situation in this game.
Yeah, this is very difficult right now for Slivko. We can look at the income tab, 14 harvesters, 210.
Oh.
And right now the aggression just keeps going on and on. There's a nice transfuse, keeping the queen alive, but will it actually matter? The banelings are strolling in here, and they're not actually going to connect to any of these Zerglings. Zerglings are actually targeting down the spawning pool, and oh my gosh, Slivko might lose his spawning pool, but thankfully for him, he gets Zerglings rallied all over there.
Queen getting sniped in the natural expansion of Slivko. More banelings being morphed in. Lucky faltering a little bit with his micro, running a lot of banelings into queens, which isn't probably the best choice, but right now trying to target down the weakened drones with a couple Zerglings, morphing 3 banelings in the natural expansion of his opponent, but Slivko sees it, so he should be able to deflect that from doing too much damage. Another explosion going down. Lucky going for that mineral line, killing 1 drone, but that's it. This game is kind of crazy, Gretorp.
Yep, 14 harvesters to right now. It's about to be 13. Right now, there's a little bit of... No, I don't think he's actually stabilized just yet. There are a lot of Zergling banelings right outside the base of Slivko. This could be really difficult, but I think he might be in a position where he can actually defend against this. This one spine crawler has been repositioned. You can see the baneling. The second one doesn't get sniped here, and there's 3 more that are coming here. The queen actually goes down. Big advantage, but you know, it might be in a position where it just doesn't even matter anymore because Slivko just it doesn't have the means to defend any more of these attacks.
Yeah, he has no queens left, trying to produce as many Zerglings as he can. No banelings in production. It looks like, yeah, he does have a baneling nest on the field, but I don't see any banelings on the field to defend against these mass Zerglings. And there's the GG from Rox.Kis.
Yep, and that's going to do it. It's a very straightforward game. You know, that's one of the big challenges on Belshir Beach. Going 15 hatch like that up against anything. I mean, that was regular aggression. 14, 13 extractor spawning pool is just completely standard DVZ. So to be losing to that, I mean, I don't mean to say... Let me think how to word this. I think it's just risky in and of itself going for that 15 hatch. I think he was expecting his opponent, or hopefully he was trying to say, you know, cross my fingers, my opponent is going 15 hatch as well, and you just go to a macro game. But, you know, it's really kind of a weird decision to go for a 15 hatch on a map like Belshir Beach Winter when you have such a wide open natural.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. A very risky decision, but honestly, Slivko, like, he didn't do a terrible job. He almost held that in watching that. I mean, Lucky's control, again, wasn't the greatest, exploding banelings into queens. I don't know what you think about that decision, but that just doesn't seem that cost efficient to me.
Of course. Yeah.
But once the queens went down, I mean, Lucky, there was nothing to defend for Slivko. I mean, the drones were relatively the same throughout that game, but just once the queens were gone, there was nothing Slivko can do. But, you know, well played by both players, but Lucky coming out on top there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think that's a position where you can defend your drones too well. There's so many ways to actually just go around the spine crawler and the 2 queens. That's exactly what you need, by the way. You need those type of units that can deal with banelings a lot more efficiently. You can see that just walking past both the spine crawler and the 2 queens, you lose maybe 2 banelings right there. But if you let 3 banelings pass by, all of a sudden your Zerglings are empowered and your opponent's Zerglings are completely worthless because they can't really engage. You're bound to get drone kills, and that's why at that stage you automatically have the drone advantage. I think overall 15 hatch just loses straight out to any early aggression. So it's kind of unfortunate. I know ZVZ can be very volatile, especially with Belshir Beach, where you can't scout your opponent too early. But that being said, a nice quick win for Lucky, and he will take game number 1. Do you have any last thoughts about that game?
No, man. Good job to FXO going up 1-0.
Yep. So 1-0. We're going to move into game number 2 after this break. So don't go away. You're watching the NASTL.